Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Tia at B5 Designs, and I am on to share my Michaels haul and a story that I don't know what you guys will think about it. I know I'm still like, I don't know, shock and awe maybe. So I had a $15 card voucher, and so I had placed an order online. And so I went in to pick it up and I was like, oh, I'm going to look around a little bit to see what else, I might want to get. And so let me just show you. What I picked up. I'm looking at this to make sure that I got everything. Okay. So my curbside pickup, well, we'll do that in a minute. So I'm in the store shopping, and I'm in the back of the store where they have their Christmas stuff. And I was super excited to get this the night before Christmas. I think I got the 12 by 12 last week, and of course, this week they're on sale for 40% off. So I did get this, and I'm glad I got it because I wanted it to go with the bigger one, and it is double-sided. And I have a lot of hopeful Christmas projects that I want to do. So it's pretty much the same as the big one. I know a lot of people have done flip throughs of these, so this one doesn't seem to have anything special as far as any like glitter or foil like some of them do. But yeah, these are nice if you're doing small tags, or tags in general, or memory decks or ATCs. Because they have the smaller print. And where did the other one that and then it said online that they didn't have it, but they did. And it also said online that they didn't have the Gala in 6x6. Now I got to check and see if I have the 12 by 12. The Gala, I think everybody's very happy with this one. I'll just do a quick, I'm not sure how my lighting is here. Yeah, I think I have this because I remember talking about, this reminds me of Maggie Holmes. And I can't remember if it's the Nutcracker, yeah. So now I'm like, oh, well, maybe it's Sprinkle Shop that I didn't get the big one of. Anyway, so that's what and then I got this online. Now I had and this is the one that's supposed to be vellum and acetate, but it's just all vellum, I believe. So this is the sheets that you get. So I got all 4 of these. Wait a minute. This is not correct. I got 2 of these. I'm sorry. I put Gala in its Sprinkle Shop. I got 2 of the Sprinkle Shop because I have plans for that. So and they are double-sided. So I got 2 of the Sprinkle Shop, 1 of the vellum, and I gotta go look at this. Christmas specialty glitter paper. Oh my gosh. 2 of the Sprinkle Shop. Okay. This is what my online order was. I don't think it matters to you guys, but I got the vellum paper pack. I got 2 of the Sprinkle Shop, and then I went ahead and got the glitter specialty paper. The point is that I had a $15 voucher, so I got these basically for free. I didn't have to pay anything. And I think, I still have like $1.20 or something left. Okay, so I'm in the back of the store. This is my story because that's where they have the Christmas stuff in the center aisle. And I'm looking and I'm like, well, I really wanted this one in, which I already showed, in the night before Christmas in the 6x6. And I really wanted the gala in the 6x6. So I seen that they had them, even though they said online that they didn't. So I grabbed them and I'm minding my business, looking around. And all of a sudden, I hear like a child scream and just start crying. And I'm like, what on earth is going on? I really don't think I've seen anybody haul these little, I don't know, it says glitter, but I think it's polymer clay bits. So I picked those up. And then I did see someone haul these, and I thought they were cute, so I got those. So I hear this squeal and crying like a little child, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? And then I picked these up because I thought they'd look cute on a tag. And I hear who I knew the girl was the cashier. I'm in there a lot, so I kind of know, I'm familiar with some of the people. And I heard the gal that is up front say, ma'am, don't touch her, don't touch her, ma'am, don't touch her. And I'm like, what in the heck is going on? Is somebody like trying to abduct a child? Or is somebody abusing their child? That's what I'm thinking. And I'm like, what the heck, And so I was done in the back of the store. So I thought, well, I'm going to walk up front and see, I thought I was going to check out, but I'm like, I'm going to go walk up front and see what the heck's going on. Well, my Michaels happens to employ a young gal who is special needs. She's clearly mentally challenged. And as I'm walking up front, she's like walking as fast as she can to the back and she's crying. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened? What is going on? And I'm actually waiting for the cops to be coming. And so I get more up towards the front, and there's a lady standing there, and another gal, I don't know if they were together or what, comes up to her and says, what happened? And she was like, well, I asked that girl to help me and she wouldn't help me. So blah, blah, blah. And the next thing I know, this cashier lady's yelling at me. And I'm like, okay, this is really strange. And that girl, I don't know what happened to that lady that asked her the question of what happened, because I went on my way and was looking at the Halloween stuff because it's 50% off. So I picked this little cutie up. I thought it was cute. And then I picked these up. So I'm standing there because the Halloween stuff is in the front. And I noticed, the manager is coming out, and I'm looking, and I'm not gonna lie, I was listening to what was going on too, because this lady had demanded to speak to a manager. And so the manager came out and was talking to her. And so what I gathered from what I overheard was, obviously I said that the little gal is, special needs, mentally, handicapped. And evidently this lady, she said, I came into the store to buy a picture frame. And I didn't know where they were. So I asked this gal for help. And she just looked at me and turned around and walked off. And she, proceeded to say, I don't know if she was mad about it or she thought it was rude or what, but she asked her for her name. And again, I think she turned around. That's at the point where, she turned around and walked off, or or I'm not. All I know is she turned around and walked off. I think she was probably afraid because the gal asked for her name. And so this lady, the customer, proceeded to follow her and grabbed her by the arms because she wanted to know her name. Well, of course, the coworker that was the cashier, they work together. She knows, hey, this isn't gonna, first of all, even if it wasn't a person who has a handicap, why would you think it was okay to chase them down and put your hands on their body in any way? But she did, and that's when the lady at the front, the cashier lady, said, "Ma'am, don't touch her. Ma'am, stop. Don't touch her." And that is also at the point when the little handicapped gal, screamed. Of course, it probably scared her. She was walking away. She was doing her job. I'm in there a lot, like I said, and I'm pretty familiar with her. And she usually just goes around and puts things away that people didn't want, or, stocks stuff. They tell her exactly what to do and she goes and does it. So I'm sure that it scared her and she didn't know what was going on. And so she started screaming and crying, and she was terrified when I saw her. So this lady is telling the manager, and he's like, "Well, ma'am, she is mentally handicapped." He's very, very nice, very calming man. And he said, it's, it's pretty clear that she's handicapped, I mean, so I don't know why the gal didn't realize it. And I don't understand why, she chose to proceed the way that she did. And, the manager said, when she said, "Well, I went after her because I wanted her name so I could report her." And this lady had really no shame about it at that moment. And he was like, "Ma'am, you had no business going and chasing her down and putting your hands on her." And he said, that's the problem. And that's why, the other cashier told you, not to put your hands on her, is wrong. Regardless of whether it was a special needs person or just, somebody who didn't have special needs. And I don't think the lady understood that. I really don't, because she was like, "Well, I want to talk to that cashier when we're done. I want to talk to her. I have some things to say to her." And, he was like, "Well, there's really nothing to say to her. She didn't do anything wrong. She was protecting her coworker, in a situation where it looked like she was being, attacked, or whatever you want to say." And so they talked a little bit more, and the manager said, "Okay, well, let's go up to the register and I will get you checked out if you're still interested in purchasing what you have." And so she went up there, and I, picked up these wooden tags too for some Christmas stuff. And I go trotting up there, wait for my turn in line, and I end up next to this gal, and I'm not really thinking of anything. And, most of us, I don't even know if the other people in the store were aware of what had happened or what was going on. But at this point, the lady is standing there at the register next to me, and they're still quietly talking. And the gal kind of has tears running down her eyes. I think maybe she realized at that point, I don't know, that, it was, maybe something she shouldn't have done. So I'm standing there, and I look over in the cart, and there's a dog, a nice looking little dog, and friendly looking little dog. And I realized at that point I forgot to go to the pickup area and get my pickup order. So I'm standing there, and I put my hand, I was like, oh, what a cute little dog, like I would do with anybody. And I put my hand up like that, so the dog would know not to fear me or whatever. And the dog smelled me and was wagging its tail and sitting there looking at me. And I walked over, grabbed my stuff off the shelf, and came back and it was like, oh, you're such a sweetheart to the dog. And just not thinking, didn't like quickly reach out or anything. I had my hand, so she could smell me again. She smelled me, seemed fine. So I went to pet it. Well, that was the wrong thing to do because this cute little innocent dog turned into a freaking nightmare and bit me. And it's not, I'll show it to you. It's not a huge deal. Basically, barely even broke the skin. I don't even know what kind of dog it was, but it was a smaller dog. It hurt, man. And I mean, she just was like, and the lady turned around and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, just still mulling everything over in my head. And I'm like, oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, God, my hand hurts. I need to look at it. I want to make sure, I'm not dripping blood or anything. So I know it's not serious, but I'm like, I got to look and make sure that it's, not anything serious, because then I'm going to have to, get her name and things like that. But I looked at it and I was fine. So I just hurried up and checked out and got the heck out of there. And she, like I said, she was still talking to the manager and she had tears running down her face, but she was still wanting to talk to the cashier. And as I was walking out, that cashier that had, hollered out, don't touch her, I just smiled at her and I said, I hope, you have a really good day. And she was like, oh yeah, it'll be fine. And left. And my husband was waiting for me out in the car because I had come home and gotten him on my lunch break, because he wanted to use the car today. And so then we went up there and I come out and I'm like, you're not even going to believe what just happened to me. And I'm like, it's a story within a story. And I told him, and I was just like, I still just, number one, I feel like an idiot that I went up and, attempted to pet this dog, even though I did what I think are all the right things. But I never, ever, there's so many people that bring dogs into businesses, and, some of them are support dogs and some of them are service dogs. And I never, ever, ever go near or pet a dog without the person's permission. So I felt like an idiot that I didn't say, hey, can I pet your dog? Like I normally would. Like I said, I never have, and I never will. We have people bring their little support dogs, not even really support dogs, just their pets, into our clinic all the time. But my thought was, at first I was like, why are people bringing dogs that can be mean and can potentially bite a person into stores? That's wrong. And I still feel that that's wrong. But then I got thinking about it and I thought, that little dog saw all of this happen and heard the lady squeal and cry. And, who knows, maybe the dog, because the lady ran after the girl, maybe the dog thought he needed, I have no idea. This is just speculation, but obviously the dog was a little wound up too, although it didn't seem like it was. It was sitting there very nicely, not doing anything, So, but I'm like, oh, the dog was probably traumatized by the yelling and the crying and all of that. Not traumatized, but you know what I mean. He probably was, I don't know, for lack of better words, just like, what the heck's going on, and maybe in a little bit of shock and feeling like he needed to protect his owner. That's what dogs do. So I feel stupid about that for myself. I kept telling my husband, I feel so dumb, that I don't even know. It's what I would have normally done, in this situation. I would have been looking at the dog. I'm a huge, huge dog lover. I would have been looking at the dog and saying, oh, how sweet, how cute, and asking, you know, can I pet your dog? And that's the thing that I didn't do, was ask, can I pet your dog? And I don't know if she would have said, no, she's mean. Then I would have said, well, if it's a mean dog, you shouldn't have it in the store. But that's my thinking, and I hope that doesn't offend anybody. But, and then I felt really bad for the worker, because I know how upset she was. And, you know, I don't know, you know, sometimes depending on what the person's need is, you know, why they're special needs. Is she autistic? Because sometimes autistic people don't like to be touched, or, you know, even, you know, people that are special needs that don't have autism. But I really think the lady went, you know, way beyond appropriate. Either way, she didn't need to chase this person down and grab them by their arm. That was just so, you know, beyond any boundary for anybody, you know. So I was very upset about that. And you know, I'm still kind of thinking about it. And then, you know, as I was sitting in the car talking to my husband, I seen the lady that, you know, did this walking out. And, you know, I felt a little bit bad for her too, because I think that, you know, in the beginning she was angry because, you know, this gal turned around and walked away. And, you know, and I don't know what was said between the two of them, if she said, I don't know, or whatever. You know, but I think that as she was talking to the manager, that maybe reality sat in, and, you know, she realized that she made a mistake. But the police were not called, and I didn't have my hand bit off. I text my son, he was texting me, and I said, well, in other news, and I told him what happened, and he was like, you have the weirdest things happen to you. And I'm like, I know, right? I said, I didn't get involved in anything. I was minding my own business. I just happened to, you know, I obviously, if you hear somebody scream and you think it's a child, it scares you and you're wondering what's going on. And of course, you know, a lot of people don't want to get in the middle of situations like that, and probably shouldn't. But on the other side of that, you know, I didn't go rushing up and get involved in anything. But, you know, sometimes, you know, thank goodness the other cashier was there, because you just don't know where it could have went to, you know. But anyway, I'm still mulling it over and thinking about it. So that's my story. That's my Michael's haul. If you even got to see anything, I'll just do a quick review. I got these cute. I hadn't seen these before, and my grandkids love these, so I'll probably pop some of them in their Halloween bag. I have purple ones too, purple and orange and black. So these were half off. And then I picked up this little notebook, and I have another of the little ghosty that kind of looks like it goes with the Hey Boo collection. But I got this one. I thought that was really cute, and it's got the puffy thing. And then I did pick up some more wood tags. I have different ones, small ones, and then I have round ones with the wooden beads on them that I'm going to be doing up for Christmas. And then I got some of these glitter. I think they're actually polymer clay for like shakers. And I got this one too. I think that's really cute. These are always fun to add in, but I know I don't have anything like this. And then I got these. I thought they would be cute. And then of course, I got the Gala 6x6 and the Night Before Christmas 6x6. The specialty glitter paper. I better not buy any more Christmas stuff, let me tell you. And then I got 2 of the Sprinkle Shop, because I know that I'm going to be using a lot of this. And then I got this, and whatever, you know, I keep it all from year to year. So that is that. Thanks for stopping by my channel, you guys. If nothing else, you know, you got to hear a really weird story. So I will see you in my next crafty video. Bye.